All right, this is the video for your iXL for this week, J5 and K.1. You're going to be looking at how to find unit rates in J5, and so you get problems like this, 10 laps in 2 days. So it asks you to find how many laps per day, so we just take 10 laps divided by 2 days, and we should get 5 laps per day. And this type of problem is going to just keep going. So you'll have 15 flowers per 3 vases. So how many flowers per vase? We'll just do 15 divided by 3. As you go up, though, I wanted to point out they're going to have another type of problem. Let me get to the next level. So once you get into like the 75, 85 range, I just want to make sure you know how to do a problem like this. So Jackie took a total of 12 quizzes over the course of 3 weeks. So she took 12 quizzes in 3 weeks. How many weeks of school will Jackie have to attend this quarter before she will have taken a total of 20 quizzes? Solve using unit rates. So she took 12 quizzes over the course of 3 weeks. So that means she took 4 quizzes per week. So if she took 4 quizzes per week, we need to figure out how many weeks it's going to take to get to 20 quizzes. So we need to figure out 4 times what number equals 20. So if you don't know that off the top of your head, you could just do 20 divided by 4, and then you'll get your number of weeks, which should be 5 in this case. So when you get there, remember you need to find the unit rate for the opening question, and then what you're going to use that unit rate to get to the last number here. So if you have questions on this, make sure that you're checking in with your teacher, come to office hours, go to after school math help, and make sure that you are getting it. And then stick around for K1 because we'll be explaining that momentarily. Okay, so we're going to look at K1. This is about proportional relationships and finding the constant of proportionality from a table. So there's a lot of words in these problems, and I think that sometimes that's actually going to be a little bit more confusing to us. So what I'm going to encourage you to do for these problems is read what the problem is asking here. It says, what is the constant of proportionality? And remember, we know the constant of proportionality is the same as the unit rate. So if you can find the unit rate, you can find the constant of proportionality. And then we're going to write our answer as a whole number or a decimal. So it says we have 5 cookies per 1 hour. So I know 5 divided by 1 is going to be 5. And let's try one more problem like this. They say here, what is the constant of proportionality? Write your answer as a whole number or a decimal, and then really I want you to look at here is what are the units? So it says feet per time Peter turns the crank. So if we look at this, we're looking at feet, so that's 4 feet divided by 4 times that Peter turns this crank. So 4 divided by 4 gives us 1. Basically, you're going to continue to do problems like this. They're asking you scoops per liter. So we'll look at our scoops, 10 per liter, 5. So 10 divided by 5 will give us 2. And then once you get a little higher up, they're going to ask you a question about, is it a proportional relationship? So as you go along, they're asking, is it a proportional relationship? It says, according to the values in the table, do X and Y have a proportional relationship? And the way you can know is if all of these numbers will divide to equal the same thing. So 15 divided by 1 is 15. 30 divided by 2 is 15. And then we have 45 divided by 3, that also equals 15. And 90 divided by 6 is also equal to 15. And remember, you might want to pull up a calculator for that. I happen to know those numbers. So if the answer is the same for all of these, whatever the division was, then you could say yes. If it was different than that, then you would say no. And now they ask me, since I said yes, what is the constant of proportionality? Well, I know it's 15 because I did those divisions for each one of them. All right, so if you find that it's different, like 13 divided by 3 is not equal to 17 divided by 4, then you're going to say no,